So today I'm going to demonstrate fermented mung bean pancake with coconut chutney. If you are not familiar with mung beans, I'll show them to you. So these are the green mung beans. They're green, and then when the herb is split and the husk has been taken off, it goes to yellow. And I soaked my mung beans and they doubled in size. So I'll just show you for comparison how they have doubled in size, right? So the recipe that I'm going to show you is completely gluten-free. So if you are avoiding gluten or if you have allergies to gluten, you can make this. And also it's high in protein too. So the bean, the fermented bean, it started off halfway through, somewhere down here. This is about there. And I don't think I'm bringing it closer to the camera. Can you see the little gaps there in the bean mix? That shows how it's fermented. So when it's fermented, it just leaves like little gaps. So it forms little bubbles there. And it makes it really spongy. So I was really surprised that even though it's winter and it's not that cold today, it's about 10 degrees in the UK. So it still managed. And you see how the bubbles are collapsing now as I move it. So you can see how much it fermented, how much it went up, and now the bubbles are collapsed, and then all the mixture has gone down. So I've used about 100 grams of mung beans, and that is equivalent of that. And this mung bean has about 24 grams of protein in there. So you can see plants do have protein, and by soaking your mung beans, you are activating the enzymes in the mung beans, and when you ferment the mung beans, it's all part of making it easy to digest. So the fermentation process is helping break the enzymes down further, and it will all help towards making it more digestible. And you see it's collapsed. That's what, and it's the consistency of a batter is like a pancake batter. It's not very runny.
Nishma, is that the same as a dosa? Someone was asking.
It is very, very similar to a dosa, but the dosa has got rice in. A dosa pancake has got rice in it. This is a 100% protein. There is absolutely zero carbohydrates in here. It's just mung bean in there, so it's got no rice. So before I add any water, I'm going to chop my spinach up and I'll add it in there. And this is a great way of hiding any vegetables and greens. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my spinach inside the batter, because I want the batter to become lovely and green. And I don't have any green chilies, so I'm going to add dried chilies. So about half a teaspoon, but you can add a quarter teaspoon. And you can use, because I got fresh turmeric, I'm using fresh turmeric. But if you have powdered turmeric, that's fine as well. That's good to use. The powdered turmeric is very even. And that's if you know how much you're using. With the fresh turmeric, it's really hard. I'm not going to use a knife. I'm going to use a spoon to take the skin off from the ginger. And you can use, if I was going to do it with a knife, let me use a knife. If you use a knife, then you can save the skin. And when you're making masala tea with soy milk, it will taste really nice. Because I'm going to split everything up, and we're just going to cut my ginger in small pieces. And so by cutting it up in small pieces, I'm not making my blender work very hard. So if you don't have a powerful blender, chop your vegetables up so then your blender does less work. Otherwise, you will kill the motor of your blender, and your blender won't last very long. If you're somebody who's going to be using your blender many times, then do get a powerful blender. Otherwise, any kind of blender is sufficient. But don't get anything less than 600 watts. That's what I would say. That's what my advice is. Otherwise, you'll be going through loads of blenders.
Will this work just as well with powdered turmeric rather than fresh?
It will work the same, yeah. The fresh turmeric is a bit more bitter than the powdered turmeric. Okay, I'm going to blend this now. So spinach is another good thing that you can grow in your garden. It's full of iron, and also it's very easy to grow. And even in the winter, the spinach will give you some spinach leaves. And now you can see that the color has kind of changed from yellow to green. So if children don't like the greens, then this is another way of getting them to eat the greens. I'm going to start my induction hob and let it warm up. Give it a good mix. I'm going to add some salt. But remember, there's also salt in the coconut chutney, so you don't want to add too much salt to your mung bean batter. And I don't want to waste too much either, so I'm going to wash off the batter that's on there and add with water and add it to the batter. And still, this is how I like to have it. I'm happy with that. I don't want to thin it out too much. I'm going to brush my pan with oil.
A couple of questions that came in or comments came in earlier about fermentation.
Yeah.
And one of them was, can the fermented mung beans be counted as a probiotic? And the other was, what does the fermentation process do? What are the benefits of fermented foods?
So those are brilliant questions. The fermented mung bean does not count as one of your probiotics, because as soon as it goes onto the pan, we're gonna kill the bacteria that has fermented the mung beans. The fermentation in this case is going to help. It's going to help with breaking down the proteins and the enzymes in the mung bean, which will make it easier for your stomach to digest beans. So some people find it hard to digest beans and lentils. So by fermenting it, you're making it easier for your stomach to break down the proteins. So you can make either like small pancakes, like little blinis, so they look pretty. And it's even fluffing up while I'm putting it on the pan. It's just like fluffing up. Brilliant. So I'm going. So you cook the underside first. So I'm going to try and lift my pancake. And it's stuck together. So it's going to be pancake day. Yeah, I've crowded my pans too much. It's going to be pancake day in February, so you can try making these. So this is what happens. Like if your pan is not, I should have made just two. But if your pan is not hot enough, then it won't lift. So it will only lift when the underside of the pancake is cooked. Otherwise, just leave it until you see the top side drying out, and then this will be easy to lift up. So loads of people do ask me, what is the quickest way? What is the easiest food to make? And I would say pancakes are the easiest food to make, because literally, like if you soak the mung beans, like during breakfast time, you have to be organized. So during breakfast time, especially now that you're home, it will be much easier to make these pancakes. So soak the pancakes during breakfast time, around 8 o'clock, and then by midday, that would have got to this size, doubled in size, and then at lunchtime, discard the water the mung beans were soaking in, and then blitz them up in make a smooth paste, and then leave it for the evening, and then you'll have a lovely meal in the evening of pancakes, coconut chutney, and if you want, you can add your salads with the pancakes. So you can have that as well. So that's an easy meal. And it's a healthy one as well. I know these days, because we're not exercising outside, we're spending lots of time indoors, and we're doing lots of exercise at home as well. So this could be, if you're exercising, this could be part of your meal as well, your protein meal. And wow, it's fluffy. It's fluffy. It's natural. There's there aren't any artificial ingredients, and it's much better to eat your food rather than drink a smoothie. It's going to be more fresh. It will satisfy you even more if you're eating something. So, and you don't even need that much oil.
Nishma, are they whole mung beans or ones without the skin?
It's the ones without the skin. The split, you get these. You get this from any store. I think it's also available in supermarkets these days. And you can see it's done lovely golden